Hey everyone, I got some of the reaction from the ESPN app while I was at Lambeau Field at the Packer game today for the college football rankings reveal. That was a little more relevant that time than the NFL Sunday was, because I was just so excited to see how it ended up. And the Oklahoma Sooners will get the last spot in the college football playoff, and the Ohio State Buckeyes will drop to a 2 seed after having a really rough start against the Badgers last night, which was very expected because LSU easily deserved it because they manhandled a very good Georgia team. I mean, that was supposed to be a way better game than people anticipated it to be. And I think that was the right move by the committee to do that. And now Ohio State Clemson sounds a lot better than Ohio State and Oklahoma. How about the other game though? I'm gonna be previewing these throughout the next 3 weeks, but how about the other one? Oklahoma, Jalen Hurts versus Joe Burrow and LSU. That's going to be a really fun matchup. I think that both offenses are really going to be explosive. They're just going to have a lot going that day. They're going to have two legendary coaches go at it, especially in both these playoff games. They're just going to be so highly viewed and very, very, very excited for all of it. And as far as Wisconsin, they are going to the Rose Bowl after having a much better strength of schedule in the Penn State and Nittany Lions, which I totally agree with. Penn State lost to Minnesota, and then two, they still lost to Ohio State, so that makes it fair where they're all in the playoffs. And the way Penn State fell, they're now in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, which sounds like a relevant bowl game for them, because the Badgers actually beat Minnesota. That's how they should have gotten the Rose Bowl. No matter what last night's result was, they should have easily gotten the Rose Bowl. And Gus Johnson and Joe Clay, I heard, were saying around the end of the game last night, they are a Rose Bowl team, even though they lost. They just played so well. They played with heart and passion, and that's really what Paul Chryst has brought to the program. And with Jonathan Taylor, win or lose, have a last run in his incredible collegiate career in Pasadena. You can't ask for anything better. NFL prospects are going to look really well at him, and he's definitely a top 10 lottery pick in the draft. So that's going to be a great last game in Pasadena to watch. And go Badgers in that one. And Justin Herbert and the Ducks also beat Utah. That was actually got really close on Friday night. So another little recap to that one. Justin Herbert played really well, especially the defense, though. I was the most impressed with Oregon's defense. They had a pick six one time, and I think they flat out dominated, and especially Fowler and Herbie and the people that called the game, they were just very impressed with Oregon, how they definitely came back after losing a couple really tough games to Auburn and other times. So Auburn was early on in the season, but that was still a tough loss for them going into early in the season. And then USC did play a good game with them, but then it ended up being a blowout. But that was actually their one tough game. I mean, I just think they recovered really well. So anyway, before I hang it up, Michigan will play the Tide of Alabama. I am excited for this one. I was really hoping for the Holiday Bowl. I was really ready for a Michigan USC matchup. They might not be the best teams in college football this year, but it would have been probably like a 12 versus 16 matchup in San Diego. Michigan fans would have traveled really well for that game, and they haven't been in the Holiday Bowl for 25 years, while Iowa hasn't been in for 19, but Iowa still does deserve it just because they did have that big statement win over Minnesota. I think that put them in the Holiday Bowl very well. Michigan also beat Iowa, so I think one, it came down to Michigan defeating Iowa in the beginning of October. The loser of that one was gonna become eligible for the Holiday Bowl. So with Michigan beating the Hawkeyes, I think that would be a big X factor how they would end up with Alabama. And then a couple of bigger wins against Notre Dame and really close with Penn State and Michigan State, and it's another big rivalry game. So I say the Citrus Bowl's definitely a fair one to say the least, for the year they were expected to have. They won all their games after losing to Penn State, other than obviously Ohio State getting blown out at the Big House. But I think they definitely deserve that spot. It would be fun to see them play on New Year's, even though it's yet in their Florida Bowl. But yep, if they beat Alabama, I am gonna have like the biggest celebration ever that night. Alabama losing 2 in a row. I can't even imagine what exciting it's gonna be, especially if it's to my Wolverines. And that'll easily save Coach Jim's job if they can beat Saban and Alabama. And then with Tua out, I think it's really possible. Shea Patterson's got one of the biggest gains of his entire life, and he'll go into the NFL as a top 25 pick by far, especially if he really shines in his last senior game in his incredible collegiate career as a U of M quarterback. Hope everyone enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment.